Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about some more points about mental health and depression. Mental health and depression. Mental health and depression. Okay, children, this is the most important concept we are discussing. So, in that, first, depression we are going to discuss. Depression is a depression is a common okay common mental disorder. Common mental disorder that causes people to experience depressed depressed mood loss of interest or pleasure loss of interest or pleasure. Next, feelings of guilt feelings of guilt or or low feelings of guilt or low self-worth disrupted sleep disturbed okay disturbed sleep. Next, poor appetite this is important. Poor appetite okay poor appetite poor appetite is another important symptom. Okay, the next another important symptom will be what you call low energy and poor concentration. Okay, children, these all are this one. Now, science and what you call signs and symptoms of mental depression. Signs and symptoms of mental depression. Number one, what is there? That is loss of self-confidence. Loss of self-confidence. Loss of self-confidence and self-esteem loss of self-confidence and self-esteem, anxiety, not being able to enjoy things. Okay, not being able to enjoy things. These are important. Not being able to enjoy things that are usually pleasurable or interesting or interesting. Next, what we have to solution for this? What you have to do? Lifestyle changes like exercise. Record lifestyle changes like exercise, meditation, yoga, and healthy food habits. Healthy food habits. These are important. Healthy food habits can help to be relieved relieved from depression from depression. Exercise stimulates next. Exercise stimulates exercise stimulates the body to produce exercise stimulates the body to produce serotonin and what is called endorphins. Serotonin and endorphins, which are neurotransmitters, which are neurotransmitters, very important. Okay, which are neurotransmitters that suppress depression. Very, very important. Suppress the depression. Okay, children, this is important. That is suppress the depression. Practicing exercise in daily life. Practicing exercise in daily life creates a positive attitude. Creates a positive attitude. Participating in an exercise program. Very important. Exercise program can increase. What increase? Number one, increase self-esteem. Number two, what will be there? Boost self-confidence. Next, create a sense of empowerment. Enhance social connections and relationships. Okay, enhance connections and social relationships. Very, very important. Okay, children, observe very carefully. We are discussing about the mental health and depression. Mental health and depression we are discussing. In that depression topic we are discussing. Depression is a common mental disorder. Depression is a common mental disorder. That is important. Depression is which one? A common mental disorder that causes people to experience depressed mood. So depression is a common mental disorder that causes people to experience depressed mood. You know, people always depressed. The always depressed mood in the sense, you know very well, they can't think properly. They will be somewhere. There will be disturbances. Will be there. Their problems will be always. They will think. So automatically, when they have depressed, what will happen? Loss of interest and pleasure. They lose the interest. They will pleasure. Feelings of guilt, low self-worth. Self-worth they won't feel. Guilty feelings they will be. Disturbed sleep, poor appetite, low energy, poor concentration, signs and symptoms of mental depression. This poor concentration, these all are signs and symptoms of mental depression. Once again, children, depression is a common mental disorder that causes people to experience a depressed mood. Always they will be in depressed mood. Loss of interest or pleasure, feelings of guilt or low self-worth, the disturbed sleep, poor appetite, low energy, poor concentration, signs and symptoms of mental depression will be there. Next, loss of self-confidence. Loss of self-confidence and self-esteem, anxiety, not being able to enjoy things. They're not able to enjoy the things that are usually pleasurable or interesting. So pleasurable or interesting things they won't be enjoy. Pleasurable and interesting things they won't enjoy. Loss of self-confidence and self-esteem, anxiety, not being able to enjoy the things that are usually pleasurable and interesting. They are not able to enjoy. Lifestyle changes like exercise, meditation. What we have to do, what the depression students, people should have to think means they have to do life changes like exercise, meditation will be, you know, yoga and healthy food habits can help to relieve it from depression. So how to control the depression? So we can control the depression by the lifestyle changes like exercise, meditation, yoga and healthy food habits can help to be relieved from the depression. So next, exercise stimulates the body to produce serotonin. Very important need bit. Serotonin and endorphins. Serotonin and endorphins. So, which are neurotransmitters. Serotonin and endorphins, which are neurotransmitters that suppress the depression. Serotonin and endorphins, antidepressors. Okay, practicing exercise in daily life. Practicing exercise in daily life creates a positive attitude. Participating in exercise program can increase self-esteem, boost self-confidence, create sense of empowerment, enhance social connections and relationships. So practicing exercise programs can increase self-esteem, boost self-confidence, create a sense of empowerment, and enhance connections and enhance social connections and relationships. So children, depression is very dangerous. So exercise and complete developing self-confidence is very important. And serotonin and endorphin should have to be, we have to produce, otherwise depression will be dangerous problem. Okay children, next one more thing is, one more part is there about this particular area. In this depression only, what we have to think is, come to the brain is one of the brain is one of the metabolically, what you called metabolically, brain is one of the metabolically active part. Okay, active part of the body, okay. Needs a steady stream of nutrients to function. Next, a poor diet poor diet may not provide a poor diet may not provide the nutrients for a healthy may not provide the nutrients for a healthy body and may provoke symptoms of anxiety and depression. So, mental health and depression. Brain is one of the metabolically active part of the body, and it needs a steady stream of nutrients to function. So, a poor diet may not provide the nutrients for a healthy body. So, poor diet also may not provide the nutrients for a healthy body, and may provide symptoms of anxiety and depression. So, poor diet also should not. Very quality diet, very good diet should have to take for the good health and avoid the depression. So why brain is one of the metabolically active part of the body and needs a steady stream, continuous nutrients we have to supply for functioning. If poor diet you take, what will happen? Anxiety and depression will be increased. So these all are the main reason for the depression. Okay, children. So next class we are going to discuss about what you call next class. We are going to discuss about one more concept. We are going to start about new concept, that is what you called the microbes in the human welfare. We are going to discuss about microbes in the human welfare. We are going to discuss about a new concept, that is new chapter, that is microbes in the human welfare. Microbes in the human welfare, we are discussing the new chapter. That is our human health and disease chapter completed. Now we are going to discuss about chapter 8, that is microbes in human welfare. Microbes in human welfare. Microbes, first one. Microbes such as bacteria, fungi, protozoa, okay, certain algae, viruses, next viroids and prions. Prions are some of the major components of what you call very very important of the biological system on earth. Next, several microorganisms. Okay, several microorganisms are beneficial and contribute to human welfare. Okay, children. So microbes are present in, next, The microbes are present in where? Everywhere. Present everywhere. Okay, this is important. Microbes are present everywhere. Okay, children. Number 1, where it will be? In soil. In soil they will be present. In water they will be present. In air they will be present. And within bodies of very important, animals and plants. Microbes like, next, microbes like what you called bacteria. Microbes like bacteria and fungi. Bacteria and fungi. Okay, children, they will be grown on, can be grown on nutritive media. This is important. Next, to form colonies. Which can be visibly seen. Next, some of the microbes very important, some of the microbes useful to human welfare are discussed here. Okay, human welfare we will discuss now. Okay, we'll discuss here. Welfare are discussed here. Okay, we'll discuss here, right? Very, very important. Now we will discuss here. Okay, observe very carefully, children. So microbes in the human welfare. Microbes such as bacteria, fungi, you know very well bacteria, fungus, protozoans, certain algae, viruses, they are subunits. Virids and prions are subunits of viruses, are some of the major components of the biological system of the earth, on the earth. Several microorganisms are beneficial and contribute to human welfare. Some are not all harmful, some are beneficial to human welfare. Microbes are present everywhere in soil, water, air, within the bodies of animals and plants. Microbes like bacteria and fungi can be grown on nutritive media to form colonies which can be visibly seen. Some of the microbes useful to human welfare are discussed here in this particular area. So microbes in household products. We are discussing about microbes in the household products we are discussing, right? Observe very carefully, children. So microbes in house. What is called? Microbes in household products. This is important. Microbes in household products. In everyday life. Household products. In everyday life. Microbes and their products. What we will do in everyday life, microbes and their products are used in the preparation of idli, dosa, idli, dosa, cheese, curd, dosa, cheese, curd, yogurt, dough, next bread and vinegar. What is called? Vinegar, etc. will be there. Bacteria like. What is that? Bacteria like lactobacillus. Bacteria like lactobacillus acidophilus. Lactobacillus acidophilus and lactobacillus lactis. Next, streptococcus. Okay, streptococcus lactis, commonly called lactic acid bacteria. Commonly called lactic acid bacteria. Next one, this is the most important. Are probiotics. Okay, children, which check the growth of which one? We check the growth of pathogenic microbes. Okay, pathogenic microbes. Next, in the stomach. Okay, in the stomach. Next, and other parts of the digestive tract. Okay, children, these are very, very important points we have to discuss. So, microbes in the human welfare we are discussing. Microbes such as bacteria, fungi, protozoa, certain algae, virus, viroid and prions are some of the major components of the biological system. They are components in the biological systems on the earth. Several microorganisms are beneficial and contribute to human welfare. Microbes are present everywhere. They will be present everywhere in soil, water, air and in the bodies of animals like plants. They will be present. Microbes like bacteria and fungi can be grown in a nutrient agar medium to form colonies which can be seen. We can see. Not only a microscope. We can see with the electron microscope also we can see. Some of the microbes useful to human welfare are discussed here. Microbes in the household products we are discussing now. In everyday life, microbes and their products are used in the preparation of idli, dosa, cheese, curd, yogurt, dough, bread, vinegar. Such kind of beneficial products we can produce by the help of microbes. Bacteria like Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus lactis, Streptococcus lactis, commonly called lactic acid bacteria. Which one? Important bit. So Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus lactis, Streptococcus lactis, commonly called which one? Lactic acid bacteria are probiotics. Which one? Probiotics. We check the growth of pathogenic microbes in the stomach and the digestive tract. Okay, these are all the things you should have to remember. Next class, we will discuss about some more points about the microbes in human welfare. Thank you.